this wasn't really the best performance I've had in a while. The last three sessions, they were probably it was like the best phase of my planche journey. And I was just like getting a lot of starter planche gains, and my duration was getting better, my holds were getting longer, and just in general, there was an objective improvement in my form. So, with that in mind, it gets a bit hard to justify or at least understand or provide myself an explanation as to why I have days where I'm just feeling weak and I'm not performing at my best. And I think if I were to look or reflect on my past self, I probably would have approached this kind of session with a full mental state of like analysis and trying to recognize or identify patterns, trends that I applied before this session that somehow led to me to just get weaker. And like all these nuances I would often use as a scapegoat to blame or justify my weakness. So one of them was the placebo of like long pants, short pants. So I don't typically train planche with long pants, and I always like nearly all my sessions I'm always wearing short pants because I just feel like I got more freedom, I can move my legs more, and this placebo of like this less weight with the short pants. And like it's really dumb like view, and we all know that that's not actually true. But one thing I may hypothesize is that once you remove yourself from a region of familiarity, so in my case, wearing short pants in my sessions, then you kind of impose this change or this uncertainty that it screws up your mentality. And when it comes down to sessions where you need like your mental state is one of the most important factors that really determine how you're going to perform for the rest of this session. It's important that you keep yourself in the prime position or the like most conditioned and ideal mindset that allows you to just pursue and continue this journey, or sorry, this session without letting yourself down. Now, like I said, my past self would have probably would have cut this session short. I would have been like, damn, why am I not improving? And I wouldn't have stuck to my program. I wouldn't have done all my dynamic bent arm work, dynamic straight arm, and I just would have stopped as soon as I looked at my first straddle planche hold. Reason being is because I was almost in a form of denial. I didn't like showing weakness and I hated the idea of regression. But I've seen this pattern of plateauing so often, it's so frequent in my journey that I've come to understand and just simply accept it as a natural tendency that just occurs in like a holistic fitness journey. Not just with the planche, with every single fitness journey that anyone has pursued, you will have weak days. And that weakness, the reason why I titled this as like long pants being my weakness is because my past self would have thought, damn, these long pants are screwing me over. This is the reason why I'm not doing well. And although this is like an exaggeration, it just kind of reflects or manifests the ridiculous analysis mindset or over analysis mindset that I often really like adapted in these sessions. And I think with experience, with talking and listening from other people's journeys and just like how they adapted to certain experiences, I've come to realize that you really need to trust the process. You can't put yourself in positions where if there's something just a tiny bit off and just it doesn't come to plan and it doesn't like align with what you were like expecting, you can't just use it as an excuse to just like completely stop your workout and just like blame things. You just got to keep grinding through, do your base fundamental work, do your dynamic like planche work, and just make sure you're getting the volume and stimulus in so that you're investing in the future potential of your next sessions, thus setting yourself up for better sessions and feeling stronger holistically. And one thing I've truly neglected was the idea of recovery. I think I've always had this unusual dynamic with recovery, either being too little sleep or oversleeping. And in these prior sessions, I think I hit a sweet spot where I was really getting the ideal amount of sleep, so like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And it was, objectively, you could see that there was genuine progression going on. And like I've said way before, and like consistently, progression is never linear with calisthenic skills, or at least in my experience, I don't think that's the case. So when I had this massive breakthrough in strength, my peak strength, so like my base strength, has increased overall, but I may not always have sessions where I'm going to display that like maximum, like 100% peak performance of strength. So yeah, that was basically it, and I'll finish it off here.